Help shape the future of the series by commenting where you want the story to go after the video. Nerdprom Comics, the author who you should really follow on Instagram by the way, is a crazy cool and humble person I've been lucky to know for about a year now, and he wants your help in coming up with ideas. That includes what comes next, and what you may have done differently in this installment and how you personally interpreted it.
That's it! Fire! Fire! We've got him right where we want him! This whole metal planet will belong to us!
In the age of Frieza's rule, there was money to be made from the scrap metal of the old battleships and war machines left behind in his conquests. Scavengers, often fearless or desperate individuals, hunting for the remnants left in the wake of the galactic ruler's relentless subjugation. These relics of war, abandoned on desolate planets and forgotten in the vastness of space, were valuable for their rare metals and their advanced technology. This band we currently see at heard echoes of a forgotten planet, a metal world littered with the remains of some of the most fearsome battles in Frieza's campaign. This planetoid, once thought to be a fortress of a mighty alien race, has been reduced to a graveyard of ships and weapons, ripe for the taking. As the mercenaries roll forward, a caustic metallic scent mixed with the smell of long-decayed flesh engulfs their senses. Paired with the dead hum of deep space, everything in their being tells them to turn back. Legend spoke of a planet so richly saturated in such debris, it comprised the crust itself. Then, the legend evolved to claim that this world was no planet, but a predator, a sentient creature that preys on treasure hunters to devour their technology and assimilate the survivors.
That's it! Light them up, plebs! Take no prisoners!
None who have approached this planet have lived long enough to tell who or what lives inside. Whatever it is, the men's faces glow from the heat of their blasters. No matter how many rounds they fire into this thing, it seems to have no effect. Some say the junk planet is the cradle of a new god. And some say instead, the devil lives inside. They call it the Big Gete Star because it glistens like all the other stars in the galaxy. However, unlike every other star in the sky, this is no trick of the light. This one shines brighter as it grows in mass, assimilating machines, flickering as it devours life. Needless to say, it isn't really a star in any capacity other than its distant appearance. Adventurers have claimed that it started as a mere computer chip that gained sentience and wished to grow in mass, to become a god. Every so often, a new group like the one you see here believe the rumors to be nothing more than ghost stories to deter them from harvesting a lifetime's worth of scrap. Hollow words from gullible fools. It wasn't known to this particular band until now, but from the moment they were within sight of the Big Gete Star, no less upon it, there was nothing they could do to change their fates. Whether at the hands of this warrior avatar or mechanical abilities of the star itself, the celestial body is able to capture just about anything that enters its pole. Other rumors have said that the Big Gete Star grew in preparation to receive a special child that would one day become a god. No treasure hunter is ever known to escape this entity, but there are various broken recordings that have. Feeble attempts to issue pleas for help, or dire warnings for men who have already accepted their demise.
Black box recording. Coordinates PSZ1 G311.65-18-48.
We've encountered an unidentified entity! It's taking us out one by one!
The truth, however, has a tendency to be far stranger than fiction. On a planet called Vegeta, a Saiyan named Broly becomes disturbed by the cries of another infant. Herudek, Broly's father, finds himself fearful of the consequences that his offspring may bear due to his freakish potential. He rushes to tether a control mechanism to him, but it's too late. Amidst his rage, the child taps into a cosmic source of power far exceeding the limits of his elders.
No, Broly! I'm too late! Forgive me, my son.
Just outside of the planet, Frieza attempts to quell a fledgling group of Saiyans daring to rebel against his rule. This is a scene we've seen multiple times, but today there is one distinction. At the lift of a finger, he unleashes his world-ending death ball. But a massive energy originating from the world below overtakes him before he even has time to react. It devours him along with the entire planet. With the demise of Frieza and all of his nearby forces, the universe is left to speculate just what exactly happened. Everyone has their own version of what they want to be true. This reinvigorates hope in the few Saiyan survivors that the fabled Super Saiyan appeared to rid them of Frieza's rule. Then we have King Cold, and his pride and arrogance chalks it up to his son just getting carried away and becoming the hand of his own doom. Most, however, are simply left in a dark even more encompassing than the one which consumed the villain. These range from an immense cosmic event taking him out, such as a supernova, or that he isn't dead at all, merely hiding, or their own version of the rogue hero story. As the years would pass, nobody could ever confirm the truth. Alas, planet Vegeta is annihilated in the conception of the young god. The Galactic Emperor destroyed and all of his right-hand men got along with him. A new age begins. The young god, encased in the cosmic essence of his own power, drifts aimlessly through the endless ocean of emptiness, with no world to call his own. No one to disturb his sleep. No beeping machinery. No crying babies. Only silence. A calm peace. Finally came the day the young god and the young star would meet. The Big Gete Star retrieves the child without incident. It recognizes his immense power, but is unable to assimilate the boy, and so the star decides to raise the child as its own. Aware of its seemingly limitless potential, the star constructs a carbonica cradle which will harness its power and control its very mind. As the star has developed its own interpretation of reality, it does not differentiate between organic and non-organic as we do. To it, there is life derived from carbon, and there is life derived from what could be the real-world equivalent to perhaps steel. Then again, it's unknown what the Big Gete Star's definition of life truly is. Using the child as a power core for infinite energy, the star raises him through virtual image training. With data uploaded from various databases it's happened by over its long existence, the Big Gete Star creates the optimal simulation for raising a young Saiyan. While a simulation to us is synonymous with fake, or not the real world, to the star there is no difference between this realm and what we would consider a pocket dimension. An ideal virtual reality, a design that keeps them asleep in tangible reality, but with enough mental stimulation to siphon his Saiyan energy, thus powering the star for hundreds of years. While unable to absorb the boy, it finds itself able to do something that will be just as beneficial in its own programming. Inside this place, an unknown amount of time has passed. It contains a perfect climate, plenty to hunt. The simulation is designed to be a paradise for his species. But something is missing. As the young Saiyan grows, he becomes more resentful of his surroundings. Although his body may be digital, his mind is still his own. He still thinks and feels as a Saiyan mind commands him. To him, this is the only life he has ever known. His hunger for bigger and better conquests remains unfulfilled. As the familiar booming sound of dinner bounces between his ears, the young Saiyan stalks his prey. This time, a monster resembling a Tyrannosaurus. While a mere illusion of numbers and code, in this realm, it will nourish or at least entertain the boy all the same depending upon his mood, wondering if this beast might have what it takes to satisfy his lust for the hunt. Following the approach of the boy, the roaming behemoth catches wind of his pursuer. The creature falls to its knees, dead. Broly's desire for a true battle remains unfulfilled, causing his rage to grow and grow. As his power level rises uncontrollably, the rules and parameters of the simulated reality begin to bend all around him. The child we see before us does not exist in tangible reality. He is merely a manifestation of what the Big Gete Star wants Broly to be as he secretly uses his energy as a fuel source. At the same time, the child is also an avatar being controlled by the real Broly's mind as he lies in stasis. Born into illusion, he cannot decipher one reality from the next, possessing no knowledge of himself or the worlds around him. There is only one thing Broly knows. It is the core of his very being, the key to his awakening, and perhaps the one thing the star may not have fully accounted for. Rage. His rage grows and grows, causing his power to rise to a level the Big Gete Star cannot control. A switch inside of his mind flips and he feels an awareness of his own energy he's never felt before. As the fury from his real-world mind projects itself into the virtual world Broly, he sees before him a door to another world, or rather what is interpreted as a door in the boy's mind. But something feels odd. If here were truly here where he planted his feet, why can he sense his own energy over there? As he stares into the portal and gazes at the lifeless mechanical world around him, he begins to feel a strange sense of familiarity. Like he's always been here. Like he's never been anywhere else. In the corner of his eye, he sees a figure watching him, waiting, smiling. The portal suddenly and instantaneously closes, and just like that, the bizarre vision disappears. This leaves Broly a bit perplexed as to what he'd just seen. There was someone inside that portal, a man, emanating with his own power. He knew he would find his latest challenge in that world, and he knew just the key to open that door. Rage! The true signifier of Saiyan transcendence. Though he lacks the ability to communicate linguistically, it is his rage that acts as the purest form of expression. And it's this godlike Saiyan energy that the Big Gete Star desires, but cannot completely control. Having amassed the power needed, he opens the portal to the other world, this time of his own will. The metallic figure from before wonders if his optic circuits are going haywire. Using all of his power, Broly holds open the portal despite the Big Gete Star's attempts to override his actions through the simulation. Defying the impossible, Broly's digital image, a mirror representation of his consciousness, emerges from the simulation and steps into the Big Gete Star's core. The anticipation for battle grows as strong as his fury. He steps towards the energy emanating from the center of the Big Gete Star's core. Passing the metallic automation bearing his likeness. For the first time in his life, Broly looks upon himself as he really is. Though he couldn't articulate it, he knew he wasn't merely a boy in the wild. He was a ghost. In a machine. Thoughts form in his head for the first time with words. Is this life? The child wondered in a bloom of sentience. He scours his mind for the word free, as his digital form stands before his physical form in the tangible plane. He becomes a threat to the Big Gete Star, a virus absorbing its data. He ponders, is he free? What does it mean to be free? Questions that now irked his existence. Before he can complete a search, the metal version of himself charges to attack. But only hits air as the digital Broly is a mere manifestation of the virus taking hold of the Big Gete Star, a representation of it no longer being able to contain Broly's mind and power to the simulation alone, and instead floods into its primary programming, tricking it to involuntarily see it in the real world. The fist of the metal Broly misses its target, only to come crashing down onto the pod containing the real Broly's body, freeing him from his virtual enslavement.
I'm free!
With the taste of true battle now fresh on his tongue, Broly's power surges to levels incalculable to the Big Gete Star, and it continues to grow. His energy illuminates the metal husk of a planet, signifying the dawn of a new era. One by one, the Big Gete Star activates his drones. An army of metal Brolys rush to attack the real Broly. The battle between artificial intelligence and a god begins. Broly wastes no time, sinking his teeth into the battle he's been craving his whole life. A metal drone lands a blow, but Broly, having never truly felt pain before, simply allowed it to happen out of curiosity. The feeling invigorates him, drives him to fight harder. Being a blank slate of fury and rage, he decides he loves this feeling, but loves dispensing it more. As his hands crash against the metal, he realizes these flimsy creatures offer just as much of a challenge as the beasts in the virtual prison did. So he decides to take the fight outside. He shoots out into the cold, black vacuum of space, unbound by the parameters of a virtual world. Free of his oppressor siphoning his power and identity. Free to shape his new world. Shape his new world as he sees fit. But the Big Gete Star isn't done with him yet. It dispenses the entirety of its metal army, commanding it to destroy Broly in an act of viral elimination. He beams, welcoming the challenge, though he can't help but feel there is a greater power calling to him from somewhere. A power that mesmerizes him, stirring something from within. His freedom is complete. No one powerful enough to enslave him, no one strong enough to contest his rule, and his mind merged with the Big Gete Star's database. The Age of Broly begins.